Hello, my K-drama chingu. Hope you're doing well, and welcome back to my monthly K-drama recap podcast, where I talk about the K-dramas I've finished, the K-dramas I'm currently watching, and also the K-dramas I'm looking forward to. If you're new here, my name is Jenny. I have been a K-drama lover for over 10 years, starting in the variety world and then working my way into the actual K-drama land. I've watched over 300 dramas in my watch history, and this podcast is where I go and deep dive into the dramas I've completed. I also talk about K-dramas on my Twitch channel, as well as watch them live with you all who are subscribed, and things get a little sidetracked. So this podcast was created to let me just go off and share my full thoughts, theories, reactions. That's what this is all about. So I hope you enjoy this one. And a huge shout out to my patron K-drama stans for supporting the channel. You guys are amazing as always. I love how this community is growing. Let's keep it up. And if you're new, the Patreon does get these podcasts and any sort of content first. The YouTube channel videos are free. You just have to at least be signed up for Patreon. I believe you can follow me for free as well on there. I have it set up that way so you would get notified ahead of the YouTube community when these videos go live, anything on the YouTube channel. I have a TikTok, I have an Instagram, you can follow me there. I also talk about K-dramas on there. If there's one that I maybe am watching and have some serious thoughts about, you'll find some early advanced thoughts occasionally through those platforms. I stream live on Twitch on weekends, mostly Saturdays, 9 a.m. That's the current time. We're currently watching Dr. Romantic Season 3. We are gonna be voting soon on a new K-drama. So if you want to get involved, make sure to follow me on Twitch, make sure to follow me on the Patreon, and you can maybe help in the next picking of what we watch next on Twitch. So if that's your thing, come join us and let's talk about K-dramas. With that, let's get into the April-May K-dramas. I did miss a month. Things were busy, and frankly, I did not watch enough K-dramas to have anything to talk about. So, we have a few under our belt now. Work was just busy, life was busy, and I was just in a rut of some sort and was just catching up on anime, to be perfectly honest. So don't have a lot of finished K-dramas to talk about, but we do have a few. So, the first one was My Dearest Nemesis. The other thing I forgot to mention at the start of this is I do use this time to give my final star vote, which I then update in the mydramalist.com website where I have a profile. So yeah, if you are wanting to track your K-dramas, I use that platform. This is not me, they're not paying me for this, but I enjoy it. So here, you might see it in a couple shots if you are watching this on YouTube. But yeah, so I finished My Dearest Nemesis, and let's just read the synopsis. Let's get through the nitty gritty, because I've had some time to really think about this one. And I do have some thoughts that might be a little hot takes, perhaps. We'll see how we feel. If you've watched these K-dramas, I would love to hear your thoughts as well. So make sure to leave those in the comments below. And with that, let's get into the K-dramas that I have completed in the month of April-May. So the first one is My Dearest Nemesis. This was 2025. It was 12 episodes. It aired February 17th to March 24th. It was a Monday, Tuesday airing TVN, 15 plus, so 15 and older. The synopsis is: in high school, Baek Soo-jung developed a crush on an online player named Black Dragon, only to be humiliated when he turned out to be an awkward middle schooler. 10 years later, Soo-jung works at Youngsung department store, where the new head of strategic planning, Ban Ju-yeon, turns out to be Black Dragon. Still holding a grudge, Soo-jung must navigate their past and potential for a new relationship. Now, this is a comedy romance, I would say office drama, kind of centered around video games at the start, and I would say it's very childish. Like, even for a 15 plus rating, to tell a 15-year-old that is how an adult relationship is, okay. So this is starring Moon Ka-young and Choi Hyun-wook, who I love them both as actors. I think that they are really great. I would say that Choi Hyun Wook, his character, had some of the cringiest lines, and boy, committed, and he pulled them off, okay? There were some things that he had to say in this K-drama that I was like, bro, I am embarrassed for you, okay? Because even though he plays this like chibble, smart business character, he has a very sad past involving his parents that like that's led him to have this particular hobby of just enjoying kind of kid-like stuff. And his grandmother, who's like the surviving family member and is grieving in her own way. It's just in a villainous way that I was really like the whole show, like this grandmother needs to stop. She caused a lot of problems. Choi Hyun Wook's character played a good line of like cute, kind of trauma bound, but still romantic. Did I feel like the chemistry was good between Choi Hyun Wook and Moon Ka-young? Honestly, it did give like big sister, little brother vibes. I mean, that's not fun. That's like brother sister vibes. Though the kissing scene, the drunk kissing scene, yes, spoiler, there's a drunk kissing scene. I thought that was really well done. And then the aftermath ensuing it, I would say that the comedy is definitely there. But the characters that I was rooting for the most was the secondary characters. I had second lead syndrome, but for the romance in this one for sure. It was just more adult, I think. The secondary characters were played by Im Shi-mi and Kwak Shi-young, who Kwak Shi-young is, in my opinion, up and coming. He's gotten my attention, okay? Was he? Oh yeah, he was a support role in Flex Cop. He was also in Cafe Minangdong, which I did. That is that one. I did drop that one. I'm going to have to confess right here and now, I'm dropping Cafe Minangdong. I don't know what it was about it. I could not keep up with it, but I do remember him in it. He was also a main role in Lovers of the Red Sky. I remember him more distinctly in that. But yeah, I am a slow fan of Kwak Shi-young. But his character role in My Dearest Nemesis and the romance between him and Im Shi-mi, who her character amazing in this one. She plays like a divorced shop owner who also was like playing video games and like knew all these folks from online. Like they're our female leads online friends. She is great. I've seen her in a few different K-dramas and I like her. I think in this role she was really great. Her character made the most sense to me, was the most realistic in my opinion, and the romance was really realistic too. I thought it was really, really cute. Grandmother Could Go to Hell, the other supporting role, the secretary, played by Kim Young-ah, she's always great in these sort of roles, so she could do no wrong in this. Like I said, the romance, I don't know how I was feeling about it, because it was just kind of like immature. And even the ending, I thought there might be a wedding. No wedding. Sorry guys, spoiler alert, no wedding for this one. And I feel like it took so long for the truth to come out in this one. And this was only 12 episodes. So it was cute. It was funny. I think that it had a very webtoony vibe. Was this based off a webtoon? No, but it had a webtoony vibe, and frankly, I really felt for Choi Hyun Wook's character. He was the truest to himself, I have to say. But yeah, it just, it was cute, and I watched it. It has like an average 8.1. I would maybe give it like a 7. To be perfectly honest. You know, it's not anything to write home about. I was not thoroughly impressed by anything. I think the writing was good. The grandmother redemption arc, it happened. I was fine with how all that ended, but it was just still also like, Grandma, you gave this boy like 30 years of trauma. Saying you're sorry is a good start, but there's like way more that we need to delve into. So I would really give this like a 7, 7.5. 7. I'm giving it a 7. The production was good, but mostly for the story. The OST was meh, you know. I don't remember the OST, to be perfectly honest. It wasn't like something that I'm like, oh, I gotta put that on my playlist. So the next K-drama that we will be talking about that I finished is Way Back Love. This was a 6-episode K-drama, aired on Thursdays on TVing. And it aired April 3rd to the 17th. I was in the vote twice, one for either watching it on Twitch, and then I sort of moved it over to the Patreon vote. And sadly, I didn't win on either, but it was very pressed upon me that I should watch it. And I was definitely interested in it, except that this is a melodrama. I have to prepare myself. Also, it's like 6 episodes, so I kind of felt like it'd be ripping the band-aid off. But what is this K-drama about? Already messing up. Jung Hee-won is a 24-year-old woman who doesn't have the will to live. She lives her life as a recluse. One day, her childhood friend and first love, Kim Ram-woo, appears in front of her. He died 4 years ago and is now a Grim Reaper. When Ram-woo was alive, they were best friends and also had feelings for each other. Due to their own reasons, they did not tell the other person how they felt. An accident then caused Ram-woo's death. Now Ram-woo tells Hee-won that she has only 1 week before she dies. He continues to tell her that if she wants to die peacefully, she needs to call his name 3 times. Hee-won, who lives a lonely life, doesn't want to separate from him again and does not call his name. Ram-woo gets her to make a bucket list of things to do before she dies, and they carry out their list together. So yes to the bucket list, which that was really wholesome and sweet. I don't know about this calling his name 3 times thing. I really don't recall that conversation in this K-drama, but that's neither here or there. So yeah, this is like a fantasy youth melodrama romance, and it has some actors that I've heard and seen, but like they're kind of up and coming. So it stars Gong Myung. He plays the male lead. And let's see, what has he been in? He was a main role in Lovers of the Red Sky. I feel like that's where I do remember him from. He was also in The Bride of Hebek. He played also the main role. Vaguely remember him as well, but not as distinctly. So yeah, he looked familiar, and his character was very sweet, very cute. The little snippets of his Grim Reaper life was also interesting, but I feel like they really did not delve into his Grim Reaper life all that much. Like the way that the show starts was a little strange to me. Like you don't really know that it is a fantasy like K-drama until like episode 2. Sorry, I was totally talking about the characters and went off into it. But anyway, the female lead is Kim Mina. I love her freckles, okay? These freckles on her, I was obsessed with them. She's just very different looking. She was also a main role in Light Shop. I did not recognize her. She looks like a different person to me in this K-drama, but she was also super sad at the start of this one. Like, if you need someone to play a super sad, depressed character, she's your girl. Also, her character was so sassy and fun and cute, and I loved all of the high school flashbacks that we get. Like, we start immediately in high school, kind of get the lowdown of how they met, how they became friends, and then spoiler alert, you don't find out completely what happens until like episode 4 or 5. And this is a melodrama, so of course it was absolutely heartbreaking. I started to gather some theories in like episode 3, and then once things went down in 4 and 5, I was a mess. And what's worse is I thought it was a genius idea to be watching this on my commute to work, which is like a bus. So yeah, I was crying publicly on a bus watching. I definitely cried on the bus when I was watching episode 6 and 5. So this is also only a 45-minute long K-drama. So frankly, I really liked its length. I kind of wish they've delved into the Grim Reaper life more, and also into the secondary character. I think it was Oh Woo Ri. I think this was her, because, she sort of saves the day towards the end of the K-drama, and she in the world is somehow able to see the Grim Reaper. I think it's because she said she lost someone, if I remember correctly. But either way, I feel like we should have gotten more of her. So there was a bit of like gaps into the story, and I feel like it's due to the K-drama's length. But for like a shorter series with like kind of new rookie actors, I thought this was really a really sweet drama. And I frankly felt the romance and the young, sweet love between Gong Myung's character and Kim Mina. So really great K-drama. But what would I fully rate it in the grand scheme of things? People have given it like an 8.5. I am not a fan of crying in public, okay? And I know this is on me. I knew it was a melodrama. I really shouldn't have watched it on the bus on the way to work, but like I wanted to watch it. And that was my time to watch the drama. I might have to dock a few points just due to my public shame, but I would definitely give this one, like, I'd say it was an 8 drama. I liked it. I love a good grim story. I just wish it could have had a real happy ending. Like I'm actually very happy with how it ended and the message behind it. It did put me in tears, but it was like happy tears. And I think I will bring it back up to an 8.5 for the messaging. Yeah, I would give this one an 8.5. Definitely would recommend a good watch if you're into reliving the past, getting to really say goodbye type of K-dramas. But it's sad, y'all. It's sad. The ending is sad in certain ways, but also happy and good in other ways, because it really is about moving on and moving forward and living the life, not just for yourself, but for loved ones who maybe are no longer with you. I'm already tearing up just thinking about it. On to the next one before I start tearing up. It's legit, y'all. Emotions. Okay, and the final K-drama that I watched the last 2 months. This one you can actually watch my reactions on the Patreon channel. I did a Patreon exclusive reaction to it, and that is Weak Hero Class 2. Sadly, no reaction to Weak Hero Class 1, but I did watch it, and just Weak Hero Class, period, is a great series. Highly recommend it. And it was 8 episodes long. This time it was on Netflix. So Netflix really was like, oh shit, we gotta pick that one up. It's on Netflix. This one is 43 minutes long and 18 plus. There is some violence and profanity. Gotta warn you, but dang, oh dang, the characters, the action, the story, really fun. Really, really fun K-drama. The weak must break their limits or be broken. After transferring to Eunjung High School, Yi Si-yoon still carries the scars of his past, a brutal lesson in what it means to fight and fail. Determined to never lose another friend, he forms unlikely bonds with Park Hoo-min, Seo Jun-tae, and Ko Hyun-tak. But their friendship soon attracts the attention of Alliance, a ruthless gang led by the vicious Na Baek-jin. Forced into yet another war of survival, Si-eun must push himself beyond his limits, but against an enemy stronger and more merciless than anything he's faced before. Will he be able to protect those at his side, or will he once again watch helplessly as they fall? The follow-up from Weak Hero Class 1 and the new characters introduced into, obviously we kept Park Jin-hoon, who has the scariest of scary stares. The introduction to Ryeonum, who is insane in the membrane, fighting-wise. Choi Min-young, cinnamon roll, nerdy boy of the group. Lim Min-jae, who I don't even recognize in his cast and credit photos. And then the scary Na Baek-jin, who was played by Bana Ra. Bana Ra, I recognized, and I was like, when are we going to really see this character? And boy, oh boy, did we see him. I also want to give a major shout out to Lee Jun-young, who I am also watching in Pump Up the Healthy Love, which is a Patreon exclusive that I'm watching. Episode 1 and 2 are up, probably, as this post. And he plays a very villainous, scary role, but he's wearing glasses, so I'm weak to him. The story, the characters, definitely the fight scenes were intense and awesome in this one. And there's also some like really heartfelt, sweet moments. What else can I say about this one? It's definitely a fun one to watch, and I really liked it. Action-packed. Brilliant, thrilling sequel. It also makes you smile. It was really great seeing Park Ji-hoon's character kind of get some friends again. I mean, he had a terrible ending to the first season and also the ending to the second season. I don't want to spoil anything, but it is like It is the pinnacle of good endings. And if there was a 3, oh my gosh, that would be great. I thought I might have heard there might be one, but that could just be me, thinking wishfully and just like if I put it out into existence, it'll happen. So, Weak Hero Class 2, what would I rate you? That rhymed. Awesome. Let me think about this. Because here's the other thing. It was bloody. There were some scenes that I was like, can't. But the fight scenes were so intense and awesome. So I actually will give it a 9. 9 for everything. Visuals, story. I liked the OST for sure. Production, story, like everything. Length was great. And I mean, Netflix knew it was going to be huge because Netflix picked it up. It did not pick up season 1, or maybe he did. I don't think season 1, I thought season 1 was Vicky. And then obviously when Netflix picked up season 2, they also have season 1. Wow. Okay. I hope you knew what I meant. Those are the K-dramas that I have completed the last 2 months. I told you it was a bit of a slow 2 months. Life was busy. But we have been watching Dr. Romantic season 3 on Twitch. We are just about finishing up with that and have been really enjoying it. I may want to avoid medical dramas for a while because, there was a stint where I was just medical drama after medical drama and it was getting a little too much. I also have started Pump Up the Healthy Love for the Patreon. I'm on episode 1 and 2, and I'm going to hold my opinion on this one because, frankly, episode 1 and Guy kept saying "what the fat" in such an abrasive tone. I don't know. He started to grow on me on episode 2, but it's definitely a weird one. I see where people like it in its comedic sense, but I'm just not a huge fan of like personal trainer or like exercise related K-dramas. I think the last one that this is giving the vibes of was Hello Venus. I think that's what it was called. I thought it had Venus in the title. There it is. Yeah, the last workout K-drama that I remember watching, it had Shin Mina in it, and it was called Oh My Venus. And who's the main lead in that one? Oh yeah, that had Soji Sub as the male lead. Yeah, that was not my favorite one either. I think it's just because the Korean beauty standard is so high and it's just such BS. They're trying to like tell us that our female lead in Pump Up the Healthy Love is not healthy, that she's out of shape, and I'm like, you shut up. You shut up right now. I think it's going to get better now through episode 2, but I frankly am like, where is this plot going to go? I really have no idea like what the final result's going to be, but I don't know. Episode 1 kind of set me off on the wrong tone. Episode 2 was a lot funnier. I definitely ha-ha-ha'd a ton more, but I don't know if I'm going to like it. I'm scared I'm not going to, especially since a lot of people have also been enjoying it. So I'm like, why don't I like it? I also am watching The Haunted Palace. That one is a 16 episode. I'm watching that one on Viki. Oh, Pump Up the Healthy Love is on Viki as well. Dr. Romantic season 3 is on Hulu. But yeah, Haunted Palace I'm getting close to finishing because I think I just need to watch this weekend's episodes, which that's next on my Sunday list as I record this. It's okay for a sci-fi fantasy K-drama. I was hoping for more dragons since he is an Inagu. Either way, he's like a dragon snake demon. Because this is a historical comedy, romance, fantasy. I am enjoying Bona. I love her and just want to support her in everything. So enjoying her. Also, it took me till like episode 10 to finally recognize that the king is Kim Ji-hoon. I don't know why. I've been like, why do I know this guy? Why do I know this king? Who is this king? And I should have just been on here. But yeah, it took me a long time to recognize him. Yuk Sung Jae, he is adorable and adorably funny in this. But frankly, because of the guest role in who's playing the original the dragon snake character, I'm kind of like, can we just have him come back? But Bona and Yuk Sung Jae are cute together. Is this like the best fantasy historical drama I've watched? No. It's cute, but who knows? Maybe the final episodes will really just like take it to some level that I'm like, whoa, okay, I've changed my mind. And I'm hoping for that. It's been a good one so far. The romance has been sweet. We do have a nice little smoochy. The ghost demon lore has been fun. I do like a good shaman moment. And I like that Bo Ra's character is like a powerful shaman, one of the most powerful in like such and such centuries. But this is currently airing as I'm recording this, and it's also a Friday, Saturday drama. So I think it's like, for a Friday, Saturday, it feels a little weak. And then I just started, and I'm obsessed with 9 Puzzles. This one is a Hulu Disney Plus K-drama. It says it's only 11 episodes, which that is so odd, but it's a Wednesday airing. It's 60 minutes, and it stars Kim Da-mi, who she is just amazing. She plays crazy, she plays smart, quirky, she can play anything. She's a fantastic actress. And then it also has Son Soo-koo. And there's really no romance in this from what I can tell. It's more brother, sister, younger sunbae, but like she's obviously smarter. The other police officers are very interesting. And this is a thriller mystery crime drama. And basically the premise is crazy. Like her uncle is a police officer, and she goes to his house and like finds him dead and finds this puzzle piece. And then she, 10 years later, she's working for the police force. She plays like the profiler, and she's cute, she's quirky, and also a genius. So it's kind of giving me a little bit of like a young Sherlock Holmes kind of vibe. And then Son Soo-koo is sort of Watson, given a little Watson. But yeah, Son Soo-koo's character is very interesting. He also still suspects Kim Da-mi's character of being the murderer, even though, like, I don't think she is. So she's like, dude, it's not me. But he's just really sad on it. But this is my suspicion now. I think it's somebody on the police force. And I really don't know why, because he's supposed to be a rookie. But why is Hyung Bong-sik's character freaking me out? Like, there's some interesting characters. Like, there's also another female guest role who plays, like, this woman that, spoiler alert, kills her husband. And her and Kim Da-mi's character are very similar. But honestly, the way that she goes about the cases and this mystery thriller involving these puzzle pieces and this serial killer. She's convinced there's a serial killer. I believe her. It's very good. I'm hooked on it. I can't wait to finish it and give you my final thoughts. But if you're watching 9 Puzzles, let me know what you're thinking of down below. Let me know what you're thinking of all of these K-dramas down below. That's what I'm currently watching. And like I mentioned, we are about to finish Dr. Romantic Season 3 on the Twitch channel. So yeah, it's time to start thinking about what we want to watch next. And there are a ton of dramas out right now that I desperately want to watch. I might start next with Tastefully Yours, just because everybody's kind of talking about it, but it doesn't seem to be like the hype show. But yeah, I might save Our Unwritten Soul for the vote, but definitely want to watch that one. And then there were a couple other things that came out. I think it was called Good Boy. Yeah, Good Boy, Oh My Ghost Clients. Oh yeah, Dear Hangyang, that's still needing to be watched. Maybe I'll start that one in the background. Yeah, there's a lot, but we will see. But yeah, that's all that I have to talk about in this podcast episode. So thank you so much for listening to my rants, and make sure to leave your thoughts in the comments below. And until next time, stay safe out there, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!